But did you actually start?
Me?
I mean, not Monday is my first day, so.
Well, that time I meant Caleb, but not
Okay.
Bailey.
Oh.
Yeah. Then yes.
Okay,
I've started a second ago. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well,
Wunderbar.
I don't really know exactly what we're gonna do today, 100%, but it's the Casual Opinions podcast here to talk about some things that exist in the world, like
Yes.
Bailey's new job at a sperm bank, which is very exciting for everyone.
Build the family, not build a family.
Building,
Oh.
billing, it's all in the same general vicinity there. But yeah, we have another one of those episodes where we don't really have a sense of direction, which is maybe good, which is maybe bad. I kind of had thought that we would talk a little bit about the first episode of She-Hulk. Perhaps also talk a little bit about Prey. We've all seen Prey, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yes. So maybe talk a little bit about that. Just kind of see where the world takes us for a little bit. Just, there's going to be some other stuff on the horizon soon, like Andor and all that cool stuff. And for me, at least, House of the Dragon, which I know you guys don't really give a shit about, but
I'm hyped for it.
are you?
As soon as I saw like a bunch of dragons in the trailer, I was like, "Hold on, this is my jam."
I didn't think you were on the whole Game of Thrones train.
No, I binged all 8 seasons
Oh.
a while ago, and I was like, "Yeah, great." And then the final few episodes hit of season 8, and I was like, "Okay, I see what people were talking about."
Yeah, it's a toughie of a finish there, but I think this will be good. I'm still excited. And then, 2 weeks from now, Lord of the Rings, Ring of Power,
Oh yeah.
coming out.
Is that really
Is
that
it
soon?
2 weeks? I thought it was
well, 2 weeks. I think it's exactly 2 weeks from when the House of the Dragon comes out. I think it's like the first weekend of September.
Okay, interesting.
It's soon. It is all I can say for certain. I guess I've got a computer right here in front of me. I could just look it up. But yeah, so those are on the horizon, which I'm very excited for. I also just caught news. September 2nd. September 2nd is the date for it. But I just also saw that they are making a maybe sequel is the right word. It's a sequel novel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And it's going to take place in between the two games. So it's going to be a Cal Kestis novel set in between the first game and the second game. So
is it just going to be Cal Kestis learning how good he looks with a beard? Because isn't that what he looks like in the sequel? Is he has a beard now?
I didn't think he had a beard.
I didn't see a beard.
I don't know.
I thought I saw something that was like he has a beard in the sequel.
It's probably just going to be him and what's her name, Marin, just
banging,
just getting it on the whole time. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's my projection. Yeah. Well, did you guys see She-Hulk? I know Caleb did.
I did.
You did, Bailey?
Yes.
Let me take a guess first. Well, it's not really a guess so much because I know how Caleb is about it because he already told me. But I feel like if I had to guess, we're probably the three of us are like what is it? Not the three little pigs. We're the
Three Stooges.
The bears.
The Three Musketeers.
Yeah, we're the three. We're the three somethings.
One of us likes it a lot. One of us is indifferent to it, and the other one just absolutely hated it. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. I say that I think Bailey probably really, really liked it. I was okay with it, and I think Caleb thought it was a dumpster fire. Bruh. That's what that is my guess.
I will correct you. I was fairly indifferent to it. Like, it just, I don't know.
I say that because I know I've seen a lot.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, do you have the Hulk saying "bruh"?
Oh, bruh. That was so cringe.
I know.
That part
I had to grab
made me cringe so hard.
Oh my god! It's like I just kept hearing like this faint background, bruh. I was like, hold on, that sounds way too familiar. It's been etched into my memory.
That part was pretty. That part was pretty cringe. I thought just because that's what I do, and there's been a lot of people like reviewer type people who do what we do, but get paid to do it and do it well. Who have been like, this is the best. Like this was the best. Like I've seen some people say that this is like the best premiere that a Marvel show had, and just like how great it was and all this stuff. And I was just like,
Bruh.
like kind of probably bruh similar to
Bruh.
similar to what you said there, Bailey. Like I don't know. I thought I was not, and I guess probably words. It was better than my very low expectations were for it, but it was
Right.
still not like to the degree that I think a lot of people enjoyed it.
I'm intrigued. I'm kind
I
of
think
like,
it'll get
well,
better.
I'm at least looking forward to the next episode to see where this goes, because
Mhm.
I thought they were gonna like be intercutting the Hulk stuff like throughout the series, like
Mhm.
watching her like train and her being like, I remember whenever I was training with my cousin Bruce, and they flash back to whatever it was or something like that. But no, I'm kind of interested to see how Wong plays into this,
Yeah.
how Abomination plays into this, and when Daredevil shows up, I guess.
Mhm.
Like I'm worried they're just gonna save Daredevil for like a stinger at the end of the season. What? I'm
We had discussed doing that to you.
well if the goal was to leave me speechless, I'm speechless. I have no idea. Okay. Good.
What? Yeah.
You may
Let's hear
continue.
Caleb's take on this. Just Caleb, since you've voiced yourself just now, let's go ahead and hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, no, I didn't really care for it. I thought it was, unfortunately, a pretty abysmal first episode. I thought that I didn't really care for the, I guess, really long flashback, which was her with Bruce. Like that was essentially just one really long flashback. And I obviously am not a big fan of fourth wall breaking. I think I would have liked it a lot better if the show didn't have any flashback. It just started with her in the car, or maybe a little bit prior to that to give a little bit more, lead in and backstory to that. But like if it would have just started that like that, I think I would have liked it a lot better rather than that just be some awkwardly long but still not long enough flashback. Like she's just Hulk now, and it was in like half of an episode, and I don't know. It wasn't the transition to She-Hulk that I wanted, and I don't know. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. And then it ended with like the cheesiest fight scene I think I've ever seen in Marvel history.
So yeah, that I will say I think I appreciated them. I guess I get what you're saying. I think I appreciated them getting it all out of the way. Like, because if it's supposed to be like a more funny show, like I'm glad that they were just like, oh yeah, and here's how this happened.
Yeah,
And
but
then,
I don't
like,
want it to be a funny show. It's just going to be cringy for me. It's just going to be
well,
cringy. And I get that that's kind of her thing, I guess. I don't really know a whole lot about her, but I heard that she kind of does that in the comics, like breaks the fourth wall. But I don't like that. It's not funny to me. It's just bad.
yeah, and I will agree that was maybe the worst fight I'd ever seen in a Marvel.
Yeah,
It was bad.
That was so bad.
It was tough. But I don't know.
I felt nothing during that fight. It was just CG. It was literally the epitome of the MCU right now. It was just big CGI constructs like fighting each other, and it's just like there's no weight, there's no gravity to it. They just look like rubber chickens being slapped together at times,
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Like when She-Hulk punched her or whatever, I was like, okay, that just looked bad. Like I think I laughed. I might have laughed harder at that fight scene than any of the jokes.
Oh, you're talking about the fight in the courtroom. I was talking about the fight between the Hulks.
No, I'm
well,
talking about the courtroom fight. Yeah, that one wasn't.
The Hulk fight wasn't great.
It wasn't great.
The courtroom one, I think they should have just saved that for like episode 2 or something, because
Like start with it.
it was poorly edited. It was just
Yeah.
there was so much. Also, I'm sorry, like I called it out while the episode was happening. What's her name punched through a wall, and then some courtroom bailiffs ran over and like grabbed her arms and detained her for a second. Like she's standing in the back and you hear these guys like,
Yes.
"Don't
Yeah.
move, don't move." And I'm like, this lady punched through a wall and she's struggling against some bailiffs? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. I was like, are they just gonna cuff her and like that's just gonna be it? Because I'm not sure that's how that would work. I like.
Right. That's it was weird. I like it was very jarring and I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this now and we'll learn about this character next week or maybe 3 episodes from now.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Also,
Maybe
why
they'll
does
maybe they'll pull a Book of Boba Fett and like we'll get to episode 4 and it'll cut to like Wong and we'll get 2 whole episodes of Wong just going on adventures where we learn about all of these characters and then we'll come back in the finale.
I could support Wong centric stuff.
why does her hair change? I don't really understand why her hair changed.
I
Yeah.
didn't get that either.
I
I
feel
think
like
that's
it's
one of the
just
things that
for the
throws me off
look and
with
marketing.
it. Yeah.
It's like, like Bruce Banner and Hulk, like they have the same hair, basically.
Yeah, like even his facial hair like transfers to the Hulk.
Right.
Like that's
But
that's a
she
big
just gets
thing.
really long, straight, wavy hair. It's like you
Right.
had like full on
Now-
curls before.
Yeah.
Right? That's the thing that just always was like, okay. Like if she had her hair up and done and then she transformed, I could see it like maybe like falling out of like a bun and
Yeah, maybe.
that kind of thing. That might have worked better, but it just I don't know, something about like the hair transforming
Yeah, she like
too was
puts some
just
L'Oreal straightener in there, and then it just like happens real quick.
I
Shampoo
don't
commercial
think
or
I
something.
saw that hair like flow or move.
No, it felt
At
like it was
all.
just kind of glued to her head.
Right? That like and I know. We've talked
I
about
mean,
this
she
before.
did
Like,
put
the
it up in a
VFX
bun at one point. I
departments.
know, but
Yes. But like the VFX departments for Marvel have been on
straight
those
dog water.
ridiculous. Well, it's not even like necessarily their fault. It's they have these deadlines that are ridiculous to meet, and Marvel is not giving them any leeway because they have to meet a certain deadline upon release. So some of them, they're literally like, "Here's my first draft," and they're like, "Oh, the first draft? Well, that's just what we have to put in the movie now because our deadline's tomorrow, so they're just being rushed like crazy. So that's why some of the VFX, especially in season or not season 4, phase 4 have been kind of wonky cuz especially with this show. It just everyone has kind of been dogging on how it looks and for a point I was like, yeah, we shouldn't be doing that because of VFX houses, but knowing how Marvel is treating the VFX artists, I'm just like I understand it. And frankly, it's on Marvel to step up and be like, okay, yes, take your time with this. Let us know whenever it's done. Here's an extended. Are you only going to play that whenever I'm making good points or only if I talk for too long? I don't know.
It's a transition. It's just like The Rock. Shut up, bitch.
Oh.
Except yeah, you're
way
lucky
longer
you don't
and more obnoxious, and actually, like that one actually is gonna piss me off at a certain point.
I feel like Caleb saves the "shut up, bitch" one for me, though. I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair.
Bailey, did you have anything else there?
Oh God, there was something I was gonna bring up about. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say like a little funny story about watching it. So whenever they're getting drunk and they're having their like burping competition in their Hulk forms, my mom was watching it with me, and she goes, "Does anyone want to watch Shrek after this? Because this just reminds me of Shrek."
Nice.
I was just like, "Well, yeah. Oh God."
Yeah, I get that.
Shrek.
I thought that I don't know. I think there were parts that I thought were pretty funny. I the burp contest thing was not funny. Not that I'm
No.
Mr. Highbrow comedy, but like that's pretty. As far as like the CG and the VFX, I think it looks better than it did in the trailers. Like that looked like Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse.
They definitely took criticism and touched it up. Yeah,
but it looks better. But I think that what makes it most jarring for me is like you see her in contrast to regular Hulk, and like obviously they've had way more time with that, and they probably have like stuff to go off of. But like his just looks so much better, and that was kind of distracting to me.
Oh.
I don't know, but
yeah.
Bailey, Caleb, excited going forward? Do you have any expectations?
I mean, I just kind of like what Bailey said. I want to see what they're going to do with Abomination because I'm a big fan of him. So, and obviously he's going to be in it. But I mean, this is a pretty rough first episode, and I only know that there's going to be more fourth wall breaking, which I'm not going to be a fan of. I'm afraid that this might just be a cringe fest for me.
I honestly kind of hope this isn't an action-heavy series. I want them to actually focus on writing and focus on dialogue and focus on plot development and make it like an actual MCU courtroom kind of show. Like not necessarily a courtroom drama, but like a courtroom comedy, anything like that. Just with these characters in a courtroom. That could be fun to like I almost wish they would do that where like each episode they focus on her helping different heroes or I don't know, villains with their legal troubles within the MCU. I think that would have been fun, but they got to do their origin kind of stuff, which I think they did with the first episode, so I don't know, it could easily turn into like a She-Hulk Phoenix Wright situation.
Well, and honestly, I think that that's where I would want it to go too, because I've not been the one episode I was not impressed with the fights and or the CG, so maybe it would be in its
I know.
Smart ass. Also, did you guys hear K2SO not gonna be in season 1 of Andor?
I kind of figured that.
They're saving him for later.
Yeah, season 2, which they've already confirmed.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
But back to the main point. If they were to, they showed in the first episode that was, at least in my opinion, not an area of great strength. So maybe it would be best if they just like didn't have any more fight scenes and just kind of avoided that. And like if it was like a funny courtroom show, then I could get more on board with that.
What's the point of her being Hulk? She's just gonna be in the freaking courtroom the whole time.
Well, I mean, that was kind of her whole speech where she's like, I don't want to be a superhero.
And that is like the one thing about the show that I kind of like. I do like that idea that she doesn't want to be it. She's reluctant, but she's obviously gonna be.
She wants to help people in another way. I don't know. I don't know. Well, it'll be interesting to see. It'll also be interesting to see in Avengers 6 if she's like fourth wall breaking and like Kang pops through it. I don't know. That could be tough,
so I don't know if they bring like Deadpool into that situation. They both turn to the camera and like go. Holy
when they
shit.
make Deadpool MCU canon, I might just stop watching MCU. I cannot do that.
He's always been canon.
I have one question. What I already forgot what he said. What kind of spaceship was that made them crash?
It was
the Trash Planet.
Yeah,
it's Jeff Goldblum.
Okay.
It was literally the exact same ship that Jeff Goldblum's that was his orgy ship.
Okay.
That they escaped on in Thor Ragnarok. So
interesting.
I was sitting there. I was like, oh, of course Hulk would know what that ship is. But
I'm sure that will come up again.
Yeah. I'm worried that it won't come up. I'm almost worried that they're just kind of gonna just drop it and move on to other things.
It'll be like at the end of the last episode.
That's what I think it feels like a stinger thing.
Yeah,
it's a stinger thing. I guarantee it's probably more like Skrulls. I think they're trying to find Hulk for some Skrull reason.
Also, I mean,
so I think
they literally crashed that car and they didn't. What did they just fly off after that? Like what the hell? Like
Right,
Hulk was
that's
like,
what I
I'm
was
gonna have to
wondering.
follow up on that. That implies that they just left their ass after they crashed. It's like, what the hell?
Just like, also, it was just kind of an asshole move to just like jump down in front of them. They crash, and they're like, "Ah, shit. Well,
Let's
I was
just
just
go
told to
home."
find them. I
Yeah.
found them. I guess we're going."
Yeah, it's like no follow up there. Like, okay, yeah, that felt a little dumb, but whatever.
Also, Steve Rogers confirmed not virgin.
Did they say that? Did I miss that?
Oh,
Yeah, there
did you
was
not watch the after credit scene?
an end credit.
Oh, I no, I did not. I did
Yeah.
not see that. What was it?
Oh yeah.
Them basically saying that he wasn't a virgin. That was
How
pretty
did they
much
know
the
that? Who
scene.
did he bang? Was it Peggy?
Yeah, I guess he told Banner at some point. I think it was just some rando. It sounds like
People are speculating
Like
that
while he was
he
cap
watched
or
the
pre-cap?
when he was
After.
doing like the whole
show touring thing.
punching fake Hitler in the face thing,
Oh,
traveling the country.
really?
He was
There's
just slaying hoes on the show.
There is a scene where they hint that in that movie, right?
Well, yes, exactly. He walks down the stairs and he makes eye contact with this blonde woman who comes up to him, and then they just kind of like cut away from that moment.
Yeah, I
Don't
kind of
really,
remember that.
But
Interesting.
here's the fun thing about that is that has led to a Marvel lineage conspiracy theory. So that woman who he meets is played by the same actress who plays Peter Quill's mom. And James Gunn confirmed that that woman that Captain America meets was actually Peter Quill's grandma. The mom of his mom. So, some people are saying
Illegitimate baby?
that potentially, whenever him and Peter Quill's grandma banged, she might have gotten pregnant and had Peter Quill's mom. So Captain America might just now be Peter Quill's grandpa.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Would he get passed down to any of the strength?
I wonder how that works.
Yeah, I don't.
I feel like
I don't
probably.
think it would pass on.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I feel like it would be
think
so diluted at that point, right? Because like it would have passed to his mom, right? Theoretically, his mom would have been strong if it would have.
He would basically have 1/4
Saiyan, yeah.
Yeah.
Which would honestly make, I don't know, I maybe I'm speculating. It would potentially make sense why, Peter Quill became the perfect quote unquote battery for Ego.
Yeah. Because he wasn't full human.
Because he wasn't full human. He was partially superhuman blood infused with like the super serum. So he was able to withstand that somehow. His mom was able to pass on a space god with that of Captain America genealogy into Peter Quill.
Well, yeah, according to the Saiyans, the less percentage, the more potential you have. Isn't that what it is? Isn't that why they can all turn Super Saiyan so easily?
Yeah, they develop faster, yeah.
Which is, I don't really understand how that works, but it does.
Outer scaling, I think, just expedited it.
Right.
That's interesting to know. Yeah, that's certainly.
I think I had heard that was the same actress before, but I never made that connection really.
I was gonna segue with, speaking of power scaling, let's talk about Prey.
Ooh,
creepy,
fancy. Yeah. Well, Prey was a movie that we had talked about before. I think maybe a little bit,
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like that, it was coming up, and that I had heard that it looked good.
Okay.
In the lead up to it, and I did not disappoint. I thought it I thought it slapped. I mean, I thought it was really, really good. So yeah, on the terms of power scaling, Predator is stronger than Grizzly Bear, because that part I thought was cool as shit when the Predator's fighting the Grizzly Bear in the river.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was really cool.
And like the Grizzly Bear got a few licks in there, and then
dude, I gotta say,
got worked.
I thought, for the most part, at least the natives, I thought every native, even all the ones the Predator killed, they all got licks in on them.
Oh yeah.
And which was I think there was one guy who got like shot by his laser sighter first, who maybe didn't get a lick in, but for the most part, everybody like did some like green blood damage to him, and I was like, okay, that's badass.
Yeah,
I don't even think like the French trappers
No,
necessarily.
I don't think they did
much
shit to him.
I think
they all got bodied.
I think, yeah, the indigenous peoples definitely did more damage to him than them with their guns.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but how cool was that fight where they just got him surrounded and he's just
tears him apart.
The way that he used his shield to kill that one guy.
Oh, and he and chopped off his head. That was so badass.
I think the nastiest kill was he shot that little net thing and it like had a motor and it just like cubed the guy. Like it pulled the net through him.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think that thing was introduced in Alien versus Predator.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen that before. I think it looked kind of, or at least something very similar to it.
It might have been Predator 2, but I don't remember that movie at all. But
I remember there was some kind of acid net on an AVP movie where and it branded into like the alien's head, so he had like this etching in his head. Yeah, that was kind of cool.
He had like the grid alien from that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was balls to the wall. It's a great movie.
I was very impressed. I'll admit I have not seen every Alien movie, every Predator movie, but certainly I would say of the ones that I have seen, this is either my
number 2.
Second favorite.
First or second.
Yeah.
It's
Predators 2010
movie.
Caleb's right there where I'm at.
Yeah.
Predators 2010. That movie just. I've probably only ever seen it once or twice.
Oh, really? I've seen it like 6 or 7 times now.
I was just so in love with it the first time I saw it. I thought it was so cool.
I saw it once and I thought it was good.
It was
It's probably my like third favorite.
Yeah.
Like, right behind Prey.
And I'm not gonna. I just watched it after Prey, like a day after Prey, because they're all on Hulu. And I laughed. Like it was actually like even funny at some points, like just some of the dialogue between them, and then it was every fight scene with the Predator was badass. You got the Yakuza guy with the katana, so
habada.
Cool.
I just remember Danny Trejo dying.
Yeah, Danny Trejo.
Oh yeah, didn't they puppet his body or something like that?
That was cool. And then
Danny.
Topher Grace's character. I always forget that's Topher Grace until I watch the movie again.
I do
the second
remember
best Venom.
The first best Venom. Fuck you.
I do remember in the advertisements for the Predators movie, they set up Adrian Brody's character. They set up I forgot her name, but they set her up and they were like talking about how she's badass. They were talking about Adrian Brody's badass, and they talked about Topher Grace, and they're like, he's this nerdy guy, and he seems
he's a nerd, or he's a doctor, is what he says.
He's a doctor.
Everybody else is like a fighter.
Might be the most deadly person on the team, and it's just kind of like, oh, okay. So
why would they say that in the trailer? That's a spoiler.
Right. They literally said that, and I was sitting there watching it. I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna be like secretly a badass, or he's gonna double cross everyone because he's like a psychotic doctor.
Well, and it turns out he's
a serial killer. Yeah, he's a serial killer. Which
exactly.
Yeah, I remember watching that movie for the first time, and like that was a twist for me. Yeah, that was I was like, whoa. But obviously, now that I know that happens, you can catch some of the stuff a little bit. Like, I don't know if you know this, but he actually steals the Russian dude's pictures of his kids, and then later in the movie, he's like, "Look, I got kids," and he's just showing the same picture. I didn't catch that the first time, but yeah, that was a good twist. I like that movie.
Yeah, that is a fun movie. I thought Prey was really cool. All the fights were really cool. I know Bailey's a big guy on practical effects, and from what I heard, like that was just a dude in a costume. Like,
I've seen the costume behind the scenes. It's insane.
And it was he was badass, and it was like an earlier, like he had the skull thing, like I don't know, like I don't know if this was like maybe his first Predator hunt, or if like he was one of the first.
That was a theory that was his first Predator hunt,
because he seemed like he thought he was hot shit when he like killed that snake. Like he's like, oh, I've got this tiny little snake skull.
Right.
Like, dude, get over it. You know, like.
Yeah, they pointed out in the beginning of the movie that he got dropped off in this movie, and that usually isn't the case. So I think that would be kind of cool if that was his first hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I did see well, and this is kind of opened up to now like a bunch of well, not theories, but like fan ideas of like, well, hey, they should do more Predator movies like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw one, and Caleb, you and I have probably talked something about this to a degree. I saw one where somebody said they should do a samurai one,
Feudal
right?
Japan, yeah.
And the you know the main guy fights against a predator or whatever, but then they tied it into the 2010 Predators and said, what if the sword in the 2010
Oh.
Predators is actually the sword from this samurai
Yeah,
of
he
the
says that
you
it's
know
really old. Yeah.
so like there's a cool tie-in with that.
That would be badass.
There was a comic, and I might have told you about this, Caleb. There's a comic that Dad had that was about like a predator that like came to
Africa,
Earth, and
right?
he came to like Africa, and he fights against like I don't know where exactly in Africa, but he fights against this guy in Africa, this tribes men in Africa, and the guy ultimately, similar to how they do here with the Comanche tribe, he ends up, he beats the predator,
Mm-hmm.
and takes one of his arm blades and like makes like this really kick-ass spear out of it. So
That's cool.
um, I think there's a lot that they could do to dive into a bunch of other cool places and do stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, if they make more movies like they did with Prey, I think that they could set up something really awesome there. They could,
Mhm.
or the
Also,
Predators. I'd be okay with a sequel to that.
yeah, I also think there's something cool about the big technology imbalance. Like the first Predator is obviously really good, but it's like machine guns and helicopters. But this is like this guy's got a laser cannon strapped to his shoulder, and here comes this girl with her hatchet that
Mm-hmm.
that she's got a rope tied to, and she's swinging it around like Scorpion or a kunai with chain
As
there.
badass as that is, I will say I just don't know how accurate her little setup she has would be. Just being able to, she just flicks her thing back so easily. I'm like,
It does.
that's just a little
Yeah,
too easy. I don't know.
I tried not to nit on that. That it did seem at times where it's like, holy hell, like.
Like
But
yeah.
I mean, just because
It
I'm
was badass nonetheless.
yeah, just
I was
because
about
I'm
to
a
say, because like
graceless.
at that point, you got to remember this is a movie about an alien coming to Earth to hunt animals and people. The key word is it's an alien, and it's just like
I don't see how this movie couldn't happen in real life. I don't get what you're trying to say.
Look, all
uh,
I'm trying to say is aliens will not come to Earth to hunt people because aliens have not visited Earth and they will not.
That you know of.
wow, Bailey.
Uh,
Wow.
sorry,
Anti-alien believer. You heard it
I gotta
here.
be the skeptic here.
Did you get that one at Bible camp? Like, calm down there, buddy.
Bruh.
I'm just saying our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ told us that hey, I banished the aliens into space, and that
Jesus.
or at least that's what the Scientology pamphlet told me. So
Ugh. Have you guys
2 years in
seen?
LA, and that's all I got out of it.
Have you? Jesus. Have you guys seen The Rehearsal? Have you watched that at all?
What is
Yes.
that?
It's on HBO Max. It's pretty weird. I don't know really how to describe it. I don't know if there's a way to properly describe it. I don't know if Caleb would like it that much.
It's
Um,
it's a very niche kind of comedy thing where it's I don't again I don't know how to describe it either.
yeah,
The whole premise is Nathan Fielder goes in. It's like a reality series, kind of like Bar Rescue, but he's an expert on preparing people for rehearsing for things they're going to do in their life. And the first episode is a guy just trying to like tell the truth to some friend that he's been lying to for years. So he goes through like a very intricate and overly expended rehearsal process in like a replica of a bar he's gonna go to and that kind
yeah.
of thing.
Doesn't even
And
sound
then
The,
funny.
well,
it
it's a lot
honestly
of
is
times it's not.
not.
It's
That's
it's
funny.
that's why I said I can't really describe it. I guess what I was trying to get to was in the most recent episodes there was the rehearsal was there was a girl, there was a lady who wanted to know what it was like to raise a kid. So they basically hired a bunch of child actors to play her children, and they would change the child actors out every so often to simulate like the whole length of childhood. So like she could raise a kid from like 0 to 18 in like a month or something like that.
I think it was like over a period of 3 months.
Yeah. But she's like the worst human being ever. She's like one of those super like cringe level religion. Like
gosh.
yeah, there's
like
that moment.
She doesn't want them celebrating Halloween because they do all these satanic rituals on Halloween, so she doesn't want her kid to do Halloween. And
oh my god,
she doesn't want to live near power lines because babies can absorb the radiation from the power lines. And Nathan is just sitting across from her, and she says like the most batshit insane thing, and he's just like, "Oh, okay," and he just keeps rolling with it.
Yeah.
Oh, but that Robin guy who came in, like, did you hear the update on Robin?
Was he the guy who was like her fake boyfriend?
Fake boyfriend, the guy who like crashed the
Yeah.
car going like 100 miles an hour, and he just keeps talking about it.
Yeah.
And then he's like obsessed with
numbers.
Yeah, and he hates his roommate because his roommate was atheist or something like that.
Yeah.
So they've learned recently, apparently his roommate that we saw in the episode died in a car crash. And Robin is like really happy about that. He's like, the Lord saved me from this like terrible thing. Like someone DM'd him and was asking him about his roommate, and he's like, "Yeah, he died in a car crash."
I saw that on Twitter. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
now I know what you're talking about.
That's exactly it. It was just like, oh my god, holy shit!
Not that this isn't a little intriguing, just hearing you guys talk about this, but did this tie into Predator? I'm very curious how we even got here.
Because Bailey was doing his Scientology thing, and I wanted to talk
about okay. I was waiting for Zach to say something, and they were talking about Predator, and I was like, where is this going? okay. I was just lost.
Don't really have a good sense of direction on this episode here.
Hey, but it's a good show. I recommend watching it, but just be prepared. It's kind of weird and slowly becoming less comedic.
Yeah. Okay. It's hard to describe.
It's introspective.
It's not as good as season 3 of Bluey, though. Habada. Man, Lord. I love that show.
Didn't Disney Plus like censor a bunch of stuff? Like they censored like horse poop at a birthday party where there was a horse or something. Yeah,
there was a handful of very minor things that they changed for the much more sensitive American audiences.
What is this show?
It's an Australian kids show, basically. Okay. It's on Disney Plus. It's about a family of dogs. But it's great.
I see those clips out of context like on TikTok all the time, and it's just like, why did that make me cry? Why is this making me emotional?
It's very, very, it's real. For a show that is supposed to be made for like 4-year-olds, it is very, very funny, and it's very, very thoughtful, and the animation is really good, and the music's really good. At one point, not that we really put much stock in online reviews and stuff, but one of the episodes of Bluey was rated the number 2 episode in the history of television on IMDb.
Oh, and it got review bombed because of it, because a bunch I think it knocked a Breaking Bad episode down from the number 2 slot.
Breaking Bad was number 1, and supposedly a bunch of Attack on Titan fans were really mad that Bluey was number 2, so they spammed it. But it was just funny because it was like, according to IMDb, the 2 greatest episodes in television history are Ozymandias from Breaking Bad and Sleepy Time from Bluey. It's like, and Sleepy Time, very good episode. It is now currently 17th on the all-time. But
damn shame.
I'm looking at this right now. I can't see, no offense, how this is like a good show. It just looks like a kid's show to me, like an actual juvenile kids show.
Right.
It is, and it's great.
I
mean,
what turned you on to this? What made you want to watch this?
I saw an episode that was, or not an episode. I saw a clip from it where the 2 kids were like putting on a show for their parents, and they were like, just playing pretend, and they're like, "Look, Mom, I'm pregnant," with like a balloon under their shirt, and then the balloon pops, and there's a moment where like they cut back to the parents, and the dad like puts his hand on the wife's knee, just like as a comforting gesture, and everyone in the comments, like I was like, "Wait, why did I feel something there?" And I went to the comments just to reassure it, and everyone's like, oh my god, the mom had a miscarriage, and that was potentially like a trigger thing for her. And I was like, oh my, whoa, is this show really going into that? Like very subtly? And it's full of like those little moments where like the parents have like their own traumas that get addressed. And don't they have an Alzheimer's or dementia episode as well? It's like
not that I remember. I don't know.
I thought I remember seeing something where like one of their parents had like dementia or Alzheimer's.
Yeah. I don't know. It was basically just like we had heard that it was good, and him and I wake up super early. And they always run it on like like Disney Junior. So like we were just like half awake watch it, after we had woke up, and we just like put it on Disney Junior, and it was really good. And then we just kind of have watched it like 1,000 times. And all the episodes are like 8 minutes long, so you can watch like you can just blast through them so fast.
Maybe this is just me, but like, no judgment, but like, I'm waking up, I'm never clicking on Disney Junior. That just sounded weird. Yeah, we just put on Disney Junior. I'm like, okay.
Well, when I wake up in the morning, I don't like to watch, like, if I'm like Bailey, if I'm like Bailey,
if I'm waking up at 6 a.m, we are discussing business and politics.
Yeah, I need something where I'm not going to think for the first hour and a half that I'm awake. So Disney Junior.
Disney Junior. All right.
I've been logging a lot of time on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and Bluey. Now,
Caleb,
Mickey Mouse
did you
Clubhouse
never like wake up early for school and like turn on like Cartoon Network?
We didn't have
Cartoon Network. Yeah, it's true.
Or Nickelodeon or whatever.
We didn't have that.
I don't know.
We only had PBS until like maybe 8th grade for me.
Yep.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
It's my villain origin story.
Honestly, it's a part of it.
Fair.
But no, like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is terrible. But Bluey is very good. The animation animation on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse sucks, and it's just like it's one of those ones that's like made for like, well, okay, Bluey's made for kids, but Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is made for like even dumber, littler kids. Like, because it'll be like
it's just pretty shady colors. That's all.
It'll be like, oh, 1 + 1 is, and then they like look at the screen.
Oh, so it's a Dora level.
It's the Dora column response.
And then they go, that's right, 2. I'm just like,
you're sitting there feeling like an idiot because you're not participating because you don't want to, because it'll make you feel even dumber.
Yeah, I do feel really bad. Every morning I gotta do the freaking hot dog dance when they do that in the episode. Everybody get up and do the hot dog dance.
I will never forgive the lady in the showing of No Way Home on opening night who just started playing the hot diggity dog song to entertain her child in a stroller. We were in the middle of the fucking Daredevil scene. And I just like, I hear hot dog, hot diggity dog. And I look down, I'm just like, there's this fucking baby just watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse down there.
And then this is what actually happened. Bailey ran over and grabbed the baby out of the stroller and threw it. And
everyone clapped.
Yeah, it's true. You remember that meme that we made with Bailey throwing the baby, and it says, yes. Eat the babies?
Not really, actually. I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's good.
Did you guys make that? I feel like I made it.
You may have made that.
I made it and I sent it in the group chat, I think.
Yeah, and then I think maybe we made a version where it was Kate eating babies, because that's something
that's a pre-existing meme, yeah.
Yeah.
Kate does,
and she continually does it. Like, you saw that video with the slide.
Brutal.
Brutal.
Yes.
Brutal.
She's like, it's okay, baby, let me pick you up, and then she just chucks the baby.
Tough stuff, you know.
This is gonna be bad because the FBI is actually gonna be like, we need to investigate this family who is throwing babies. I'm about to get swatted, and then Kate's about to get swatted, and they're gonna be like, "Where are the babies? Where are you throwing them?"
You do need to go listen to the hot dog song from Mickey Mouse
I do
and Mickey
not
Mouse
want
Clubhouse. Just listen
No.
to it, okay?
No.
And you won't believe me when I say this, but the hot dog song from Mickey Mouse is sung by the same people who do the theme song for Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, you're not the boss of me now. Yeah, same guys.
Right?
That's a real thought nugget there. Remember when we were talking about Predator
God,
and
it's by
She-Hulk?
They Might Be Giants. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was their name, but that's interesting. I did just finish watching
Yeah.
Malcolm in the Middle not too long ago.
It's good. It's good. Anything else coming up soon? That's good that we want to watch or talk about.
I'm gonna be watching Dragon Ball Super Superhero in a few hours. Clap, 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 clap. Yeah, I'm very excited for that.
That movie slaps.
So how long was it?
Yeah, I think it's I think it's an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I'm
It's
excited for that.
it is good.
I don't know about anything else coming up. I can't recall. I'm sure. Oh, I think I'd send it to you. I don't know if you'd said anything, but John Wick prequel series on Peacock.
Yeah.
That'll be excited, or I'll be excited for that.
That'll be a
And I don't
reason
know,
for me
is it a him or is it just in the universe of? That's what I don't know.
Is it? Well, I knew that they were working on one called The Continental.
I think that's what this is.
And I think it is not about him. I think
Okay.
it's just set in the world of John Wick.
And I guess it's a prequel.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they may have like near the end in the finale season, they may pull something where John Wick shows up at the Continental Hotel.
Oh yeah, they need that would be the best cameo ever if he's not in it, and then like they give him a cameo last episode, and he just has a John Wick moment, and just murders a bunch of people in the last episode.
Can't murder people in the hotel though. That's a no.
That's the thing.
That's true.
There's no way it shoots a guy outside of the hotel and walks in.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay.
Do you think it counts if you push someone out the hotel window and they hit the sidewalk and die?
I
feel like that.
Is it like a property thing? Like, is the front sidewalk their property?
There's legality issues with that. If you are standing on a property and then you like shoot someone like across the street, if it's like across a property line, technically because you are the one with the intent to kill, it becomes your side of the property's issue. So if you're standing in the Continental and you push someone out a window, you're still technically intending to kill while on the premises.
Here we go.
So yeah.
I'm going to throw a curveball at you. What if you're on top of the Continental, you're on the roof, right? And you do a running start and then you jump up so you're not touching the air and you like judo kick him off the roof. So you're not technically on Continental ground. Does that count?
If you're if you're being covered by the property line. So like if you are within their space, within their
airspace though?
Yeah.
So like if I'm like 300 feet above the Continental, is that still in their...
Oh, 300 feet was probably beyond their airspace. I was going to say most of them buy like airspace up to like 100 feet above.
Interesting.
If I drop a grenade out of a biplane while flying over the continent.
No, this is the part where this is the series that I want. I want the series to be a courtroom drama where it's just the people at the Continental who
just
are
writing
part of
the
this
rules.
whole league.
Yeah, they're just writing the rules.
Just like, so what happens if this? What happens if this? What happens if this? And they're just like going through like the most minor petty thing to just the most ridiculous
each thing they go through, there's even like a cutaway scene where they play it out just to show you exactly what would happen.
It's just John Wick doing it.
It's always John Wick for their example.
It's like, God, why do we let him keep coming back here? They're like, he pays us off,
or somebody like finds it's like every episode somebody they make a new rule, but then somebody like finds a loophole in it that's just like like I don't know, it's like you can't have a animal,
Look,
an animal can't do your bidding here.
Yeah, you can't have a monkey kill somebody in the Continental. It doesn't work that way.
If you are on the moon directly above the Continental and you do this, it still counts within the Continental. You have to wait for the moon to rotate slightly, and
it's
will
like,
be fine.
the whole story is told through John Wick. John Wick's the narrator, and he's just like reading through the rulebook and explaining why it happened. And he's like, paragraph 5, bylaw number 3, no cultivating bees on the premises. And it's like, there was once an assassin that had a bee allergy, so somebody just like started putting a bunch of beehives on the property, so this guy would get.
The chance of him being stung is just greater than anything.
Right.
I would watch that series. I hope that's what it is.
That would be great. Yeah. Well, if there's
Coming
nothing
to
else,
Disney Plus. John Wick Chronicles: The Continental.
Freaking Bleach.
What if?
Bleach is coming to Disney Plus.
Oh,
is it their
really?
new series that's coming?
A new series, yeah, the 1,000-Year Blood War on Disney Plus.
And I don't know. I never got to finish Bleach, so I hope it's something.
I didn't either.
I don't know what's gonna happen there. Like, am I gonna need to finish it, or?
Probably.
It's so big, though. It's so big.
Yeah, and that's just a weird addition to Disney Plus. It's like,
Yeah, it is very strange. It was very
Mickey
good,
Mouse, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and then watch the 1,000-Year Blood War afterwards. Like, it's a strange world. Not as strange as all the stuff that's going on in Fortnite these days. But,
Fortnite.
Shit, were you just sitting on that?
I literally was.
I'm sorry, I'm loving all of the out of context clips of people playing Fortnite.
That's the best part. I don't even play, but I just love watching those.
The ones that I love watching are the ones that are out of context, but they give context. And it's something like Joker wearing Among Us suit flies in on the Dragon Ball Z
Nimbus Cloud, yeah.
Yeah, the Nimbus Cloud kills Darth Vader, steals his lightsaber, and does the gritty dance before grappling away. And then you just watch the video, and it's just exactly that happens.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know what I expected.
Fortnite's amazing.
My favorite thing was very similar to that. It was like Goku was like cocking back a Kamehameha, and he's shooting it at this guy who I thought you could play as The Rock in there, right?
Yeah, The Rock is in there, yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was The Rock, but he's like shooting a Kamehameha at freaking Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and he misses, and he's like falling down, and The Rock is shooting Goku with a shotgun, and then Goku pulls a red lightsaber out of his Among Us backpack and throws it at The Rock, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, like I said, Fortnite is amazing.
We can all agree here. Fortnite needs to be reconsidered for Game of the Year. Is this correct? Is this where
I think it was Game of the Year. Did it not win?
It was, but I think it needs to be reconsidered again. I think it needs to be reconsidered this next year.
Back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Seriously, you guys clearly haven't really played Fortnite. I can tell, but
no.
I played it early. It was very fun. Eventually, it lost its juice, but then they've done a lot of good changes to it, and I think it's in a really great place. You don't have to build. They took that out if you don't want to deal with that shit, which was the thing that turned a lot of people away. It's awesome. It's a fun game. Very fun game. Shout out Fortnite.
Well, good. Shout out Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Shout out the Continental and Prey and other things like that. And
shout out to the Ginyu Force.
Rules. And Dad, you need to download Multiverses because Morty becomes a playable character on August 23rd, and I know you're gonna want to be a part of that. So, get better Wi-Fi and go play as Morty on Multiverses, Dad. That's it. That's all I've got.
That's all she wrote.
Boy.
Give us one more Fortnite for the road.
Oh shit.